Kung Fu and karate are solid bases for combat, but which one is the better of the two? Let's recap some old-school battles between the two styles to find out. The first fight we'll be breaking down is between multi-time Kung Fu world champion Loic Mola and a karate maestro that took place in 1999. Mola, being the world-class athlete that he is, started the fight with a kick to the midsection, followed by 2 leg kicks and a clinical sweep. Mola followed his supersonic startup with a spinning back kick, but he unfortunately went off balance. The French champion's cat-like reflexes and constant stance switching continued to trouble the karate world champion. The karate guy did have his moment with well-planted kicks and punches, but Mola's unpredictability and stealth continued to win him more points. The Kung Fu master's sweeps and takedowns were his ace in the hole, as they consistently caught the karate master off guard. The French world champion's superior skill set was on full display, leaving the karate practitioner grasping at straws and visibly frustrated by the fight's midpoint. Mola kept bouncing like a coiled spring, overwhelming his opponent with blistering speed, razor-sharp agility, nimble footwork, and a striking arsenal as varied as a painter's palette, leaving no room for a counter. In the end, Mola secured a dominant decision victory after a one-sided showcase of skill. Was this fight a testament to Kung Fu's superiority over karate, or was Mola simply the better fighter? Let's dive into a different clash between Kung Fu and karate to uncover the truth. This next fight took place between karateka Little John Davis and Kung Fu master Tayari Cassell, who kicked things off with a spinning attack that sent both fighters off balance. Cassell turned up the heat with relentless attacks before slithering on the mat like a snake, coiled and ready to sink his fangs into his opponent.
Infinite semi-contact, right? Nice combo by Kung Fu guy. Okay, Kung Fu guy should not.
The Kung Fu master continued to spin and smash like a whirlwind armed with sledgehammers, leaving his opponent scrambling for cover. Little John banked on pinpoint counters, each landing like a bullseye and turning the tide in his favor with surgical precision. Cassell danced dangerously close to the flames, spinning and rolling on the mat, and his daring moves only earned him a brutal stomp to the head.
So, okay, wrong range by Kung Fu guy. He just got stomped on the head.
Little John then had the Kung Fu guy's brain cells spinning in an orbit with a couple of nasty fits, before landing a side kick with brute force.
Oh, he ate one in the face. Kung Fu guy ate one. See, karate guy acknowledging it. See, I got you. I got you.
In the dying moments of the fight, both men threw caution to the wind and traded kicks to end the fight on a high. After 3 grueling minutes of a back-and-forth battle, the promotion handed the victory to the karateka, who accepted it with a look that suggested even he wasn't entirely sold on the decision. I think the Kung Fu master had the more eye-catching moves, but the karateka's punches and kicks were more impactful, so he deserved the win. What do you guys think? With 2 battles now in the books and the score tied at 1 apiece, this is surely a razor-close battle. Which style will reign supreme in the next clash? Let's find out. This next fight features Kung Fu legend Carl Albright going up against a karateka at a local tournament in the 1980s. Right from the start of the bout, we see Albright switching stances and throwing kicks upstairs to take his opponent's head clean off. Albright kept landing his kicks, but the karateka wasn't backing down as he matched every strike with fire of his own, adding a few spinning kicks for that extra spice. Before long, the fight was a full-on exchange, with kicks and body jabs flying in all directions. Albright swung the momentum in his favor with a thunderous axe kick that crashed down with precision and power. The karateka struck back with a barrage of fiery fists, sending Albright stumbling backward, as if the blows had physically ejected him from the very frame of the fight. The karateka then added a double roundhouse kick to add to the kung fu master's troubles. The karateka continued to tag Albright with his calculated combos. If the karateka was fire, Albright was pure fury, and their clash of titans raged on with none willing to take a back step. Midway through the fight, the karateka was fully in control, thanks to a buffer of kicks, punches, and sweeps that had Albright in a world of trouble. Albright was swept off his feet once more just seconds later, and this time, he couldn't help but nod in respect, acknowledging his opponent's undeniable mastery. The karateka's lightning-fast speed, graceful movement, and precise sweeps were in perfect harmony that night, leaving Albright struggling to find an answer. The karateka kicked off round 3 with a fresh arsenal of kicks and clever tricks up his sleeve. Albright's struggles continued till the end as the karateka outmatched and outpaced him with fierce combinations. Albright did finish strong with a kick that knocked some sense into his opponent, but it was a bit too late as the karateka sealed the deal, defeating the kung fu master fair and square with ease and confidence. Now that's a solid comeback from karate. After getting dominated in the first fight, it came roaring back, winning the next 2 rounds and taking the overall battle between the styles, 2-1. So today's winner is karate, but does that mean kung fu is any less of a contender? Absolutely not. Both styles bring their unique flair and power to the table. As we saw in the fights we recapped, the battles were razor close, and they perfectly showcased the beauty of karate's speed and precision versus kung fu's fluidity and adaptability. When it comes to style versus style matchups, the winner isn't determined solely by the martial art. It's the fighter's skill levels, strategies, and ability to adapt in the heat of the moment that make the difference. A more skilled fighter can capitalize on their opponent's weaknesses, regardless of style, turning the fight in their favor. At the end of the day, both karate and kung fu have the tools to shine, and it's the practitioner who decides how effectively those tools are wielded. Whether you prefer karate's direct strikes or kung fu's flowing techniques, it's the effort you put into mastering your craft that truly defines your success. Which style do you think is better? Let us know in the comments. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and turn on those notifications. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.